How do you order whiskey at a bar? My name is Daniel Whittington. I'm the Chancellor of Wizard Academy and Whiskey Marketing School. If you're relatively new, again, this is part of our series of just like trying to help out people who are relatively new to this kind of thing. And this is a bottle, by the way, from TJ Jareka, one of our whiskey sommeliers, recently graduated whiskey level 2. Local to Blanco now, Texas. Blanco, Texas. I'm excited to try this one. When you are new to walking into a bar and ordering whiskey, your greatest fear is to look stupid, to order wrong, to mess it up, to be embarrassed, for the bartender to ignore you completely. And so I'm going to give you just a few tips to kind of help you like make that entry just a little bit simpler, a little bit easier. And then I'll finish with an exhortation to our whiskey nerds in the community. First things first, do a little bit of Googling, right? Now, so one of the things that happens is people are always saying, how do I get into whiskey? How do I know what I like? And then my recommendation is, before you go out and start buying bottles of whiskey, go to a bar and order 3 or 4 kinds of whiskey and start to get an idea of what you like. So it's a little bit backwards, but what I want you to do is, in this round, Google some whiskeys and just look for some basic things like entry-level whiskey. Maybe try an Irish whiskey. Maybe try a bourbon if you really like dark, sweet, and wooden. Maybe try some smoky scotch. I've had many people, their first favorite whiskey was a smoky scotch. It caught everybody off guard. But just do some Googling. Make a list of like, and because what you're looking for is a whiskey that if you go to the bar, you're pretty sure they have, right? So just look for a top 10 list of most common bars in a whiskey bar, and then be like, you know, these sound interesting, and pick a couple, right? So you walk in prepared. Because one of the things about a bar is you don't want to walk in, get to the front, and go, what do I want? While a bartender's standing there going like this. Because what they're going to do pretty quickly is like, I'll be right back, and then they're going to take someone else's order, and unless the bar's mostly empty. So have a plan. Show up, look to make sure they have it, step to the bar, and order your whiskey. Now, there are cocktails, mixers, and drink it neat. These are your 3 options. So if you want to try a whiskey, say you decided you wanted to try Old Fitzgerald, and it's a bar that has an Old Fitzgerald, maybe not this one, but an Old Fitzgerald. Think about, do I want to take the edge off of this a little bit by having a bourbon drink cocktail? In which case, go ahead and look up common bourbon cocktails. Might be a Manhattan, might be an Old Fashioned, and so on, right? And say, I think that one sounds interesting. And so you can just order a specific whiskey in an Old Fashioned. That's fine. You can walk up and say, I want an Old Fashioned, and I want you to use Old Fitzgerald. I see it right there. They'll charge you more for it because it won't be the house bourbon, right? Or if you're not sure, just order an Old Fashioned, right? The other option is you could order it with soda water to kind of take the edge off, right? Or on the rocks, a lot of ice, a lot of water, right? Just be prepared for that. Or you can order it neat. And if you do, that just means no ice by itself in a glass, and you can say neat. If you say, I want a whiskey neat, they're going to ask you single or double. And what they mean is, do you want 1 ounce or 2 ounces? Typically. Now, if you say a double, they might get a little heavy-handed, or even in a single, they might get a little heavy, but usually they're going to be measuring it out. And that just means you want 1 ounce or 2 ounces of whiskey. Now, if you're asking for it neat, sometimes the neat pour might be 1.5 ounces if you ask for a single, because they're going to give you just a little bit more, unless it's a bar that's used to doing shots, and then they're going to give you 1 ounce. Understand those common terms. It's really important. On the rocks means on ice. Neat means by itself in a glass, single and double, I just explained. With a mixer is soda, Jack and Coke, Sprite and Seagram's and Sprite, or Crown and Coke, or rum and Coke, right? Or these are things, I'm going to do whiskey and Coke, and then cocktail just means an actual mixed drink with a recipe and ingredients, and the primary alcohol in the drink is whiskey. So, now that you've figured all of those things out and you're like, I'm going to go to a bar and have a Manhattan, let's talk about bar etiquette, and then we'll finish with some other things. But first, let's drink Old Fitzgerald. This is Heaven Hill owns this company now. Old Fitzgerald has a pretty amazing history. They released this one. Oh, that is weird. There was an almost, banana nut bread. Really dense banana nut bread with but like a dark bread. Like, I'm going to say it again, that New England canned brown bread. Look it up. It's a thing. Bread in a can, it's a thing. It's this kind of sweet, seasonal spiced cake bread kind of thing. Think of it more like a pound cake, but like really damp. 68 corn, 20 wheat, 12 malted barley, 7 years old, bottled in bond. It's very soft, slight maraschino cherry almost note. Level 3 charred. Oh, that tastes good. That is a dried oak plank banana bread with a cherry on top. I like that. I like Old Fitzgerald though. It's not, yeah, I like it. I just think they make great whiskey. Shouldn't surprise you that I enjoy this one. This was a gift, as I said, from TJ. Thank you, TJ. And they've been releasing these like decanter style bottles for their fancy historical releases. I think this one was in order to celebrate 155 years of the brand. The trademark anyway, not always the same company, not always the same releases. John E. Fitzgerald. After a sip, the nose is drier. More vanillins creep through. And there's a frosting layer added to the palate, and it gets really oak dry. Finishes really soft. That's really nice. So you go to the bar. What's bar etiquette? Step 1. Is it busy or is it not? If it's busy, then don't f*** around. Have a plan. And when you get up, speak loudly, clearly, and say exactly what you want, and then stop talking. Don't say, well, I'm new to this, so I don't know, I was wondering if I just no. Order what you want. And then be ready to pay. If it's really like empty and there's not many people there, then yeah, sit down and be vulnerable. Hey, I'm kind of new to this whiskey thing. I would like to try this. I've looked it up. It sounds like a nice way, but if you have a recommendation, I'd be open to hearing that. Make it a relational conversation. But there's no time for relational conversations when you are the 4th person in line in an already packed bar and you're standing jammed up against the server well. Yeah, wrong time to be like, what do you recommend? Because the guy's gonna go, this. Once you get what you want and it's handed to you, pay. Tip. Tip well. Minimum of $1 a drink. If you're buying a neat whiskey, your price point's gonna be higher. If you're getting a cocktail, like give me a rum and Coke, $1 a drink is probably fine, or a whiskey Coke, $1 a drink is probably fine, or a Sprite or 7-Up or a club soda. If you're ordering a neat whiskey that's like $20 a pour, then up the tip, right? Just, minimum 20% on drink. The more you tip on first round customers before the bartender knows you, the more likely they're gonna be your friend. The more likely they're gonna be okay when the next time you go, I reached the end of my knowledge, could you help me understand this more? They're gonna be like, heck yeah, let's do this. Be respectful. Bartenders are juggling in a restaurant, especially a restaurant with a popular bar menu. They are juggling as much as any chef in a kitchen at the same time. They have drinks coming from multiple bar seats. They've got materials they're balancing and refills. They got tickets coming in from servers at tables. It's all happening at once. And if they have to make drinks one at a time because you can't decide that what your 5 people in your group want, that's gonna be the end of you getting any kind of real service from that. It's just gonna be like, what a nightmare. But if you show up and you have 4 people in a drink and you just say, here's the 4 drinks I want, and they can just go, got it, and they can lock it in, then man, are you gonna be loved. Just be kind. Understand they're working their butts off. And this is a real one. They see you. I'm just gonna tell you. The bartender, they see you. You don't need to go out of your way to be seen. A bar is a stage, and when you're on stage, you are very aware of your audience, and you are very aware of movement in your audience and where people are sitting in the audience. And a bar is a stage. When you step up to the bar, you're a new face. The bartender knows. Be kind, be gracious, make room. Be ready to make eye contact. As soon as they make eye contact with you, they'll tell you, then just be confident and clear. That's it. It's really simple. Now, also, for safety purposes, pace yourself. Drinking hard liquor neat lands way faster, right? Drinking sugary cocktails with a high proof alcohol, it hits you way faster. Drink water. Drink lots of water between your rounds. Don't feel pressured to order a neat whiskey because that's the right thing to do if what you really wanted was a Jack and Coke. Order a Jack and Coke. The goal is to enjoy the experience, not tolerate it or struggle through it, right? Now, for all the whiskey nerds who are still here, if you are, remember, and bartenders, everyone's greatest fear is to look stupid and be embarrassed when they're trying something new. Be kind to the people in your circle, to your customers, to your people who are just showing up and want to participate and they're trying. Give them some grace. Don't shame them. Be gentle. Cheers to you. I'm really glad you're here. If you want to know the right YouTube etiquette for this bar, it would be to like and subscribe. And tip 20%.